Look, it took me a while to build up some courage to record this video, but I feel like the world needs to know what I experienced, okay? Because I feel like it had a huge impact on my life, and I feel like it could have a huge impact on yours.
I don't know who I am.
A while back, I came across a few YouTube videos of people giving out testimonials on how much their life was transformed since they gave up on masturbating to porn. I couldn't believe it when I first heard about it because, you know, I used to literally fap like every single day, if not multiple times a day back in high school. Didn't think anything of it because other guys my age were doing the same thing. So in my mind, I was like, why the fuck not? So then I came across this community on the internet called NoFap, which they believe that if you abstain from masturbation and pornography for a period of time, you experience a dramatic increase in social confidence and also more energy, more concentration, and more attractiveness to the opposite sex. So I needed to see if it was really true, you know, because all of that seemed like superstition to me. There's no way in hell that if I stop masturbating, I'm gonna get all these benefits. How can the prevention of ejaculation, wow, that sounds fucking weird to say, which I thought was no big deal, do all of this? To be honest with you, when I first tried to stop, I couldn't last for more than 3 days. That's when I knew, like, oh fuck, this is a problem. I was waking up in the morning like strong, if you know what I mean. And you know, I felt like my body was asking for it, so I did what I had to do. I always came up with an excuse to do it. So like, it took me a while to get started on this process. So after relapsing for a few months, this subject came across my mind and I did more research on it, and I found out that certain successful people knew about this information. People like Mike Tyson, Kanye West, Isaac Newton, Steve Jobs, Leonardo da Vinci, Nikola Tesla, Al Pacino, 50 Cent, and so many more. So after learning about all this, I had to like fucking try it for myself, you know? I had to see if the shit actually worked. So I did. I actually stopped masturbating to porn for like, what, 90 days? I don't remember how many days exactly, but it was around 3 months. And to be 100% honest with you, ever since I did this experiment, my life has never been the same. All the things I thought were superstition became a reality in my life. First thing I've noticed after like 2 weeks was my energy level. I naturally started waking up around like 8 o'clock in the morning without even needing an alarm clock. Shit, before that, I used to be sleeping past noon. Second thing I noticed was like the confidence I had when talking to people. Ever since high school, I've been super shy. Like, I had zero confidence to approach anyone, especially girls. So this time was different, you know, I had a pep in my step. I didn't have to do all that. Third thing I've noticed after like a month was like how many girls were making eye contact with me. I swear to you, I've never been looked at the same way as I was getting looked at when I was on NoFap. Girls would like literally stare at me and just smile. I was like,
what the fuck is going on? You think they think I'm rich or something?
I couldn't believe what was happening to me because like that has never happened before. Ever. Another thing I've noticed after like a month or two was how much pleasure I was getting from like small things, such as the wind hitting my face, and even listening to music was pleasurable. I know this sounds crazy as fuck, but this is just what I've noticed. Even things around me became like sharper and more vibrant. Shit, I felt like Bradley Cooper who took that pill in that Limitless movie. And there were so many other things that happened, like my voice got a little deeper, my eyes were glowing, you know, like, and people noticed. I was waking up in the morning with a great mood. I was going to work and like having fucking deep conversations with my Uber drivers. My vibe was way different, and people who knew me could tell. I learned so much from this experience, and when I tried to talk to my friends about it, like they looked at me like it was complete bullshit. But then like after a while, I convinced them to try it, and once they did, they realized how fucking real it was. And for some reason, I like became more creative at video making, which helped me get to the next level. And I don't know if this is coincidence or not, but within those 3 months, that's when I had my first viral video. I was attracting all types of good things in my life, so that's when I became interested on like the science behind it. Like what is happening in my body that's affecting things outside of it. And after reading a few things about it, I learned that our sexual energy is the most powerful force that our body can generate. Even a classic book that I previously read called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill had a chapter in there called Sexual Transmutation, which I paid no fucking attention to whatsoever. And on this chapter, he explains how important it is to be able to transmute your sexual energy in order to achieve the great things in life. So when you begin to deplete this, everything else in your body gets a lower quality energy source. You start getting brain fog. You start lacking motivation, lacking purpose, and all the rest of your senses are lowered, all because you release the most precious fluid your body produces. Just so you have an idea, it takes 40 meals to make 1 drop of blood, and 40 drops of blood to make 1 bone marrow, and 40 bone marrows to make 1 drop of semen. So that should just show you how fucking precious this thing is. I've always wondered, like, why don't I have the same energy as I did when I was a kid? And when I stopped masturbating, I noticed that energy came back. I honestly barely required sleep to function throughout the day. I became a lot more interested in getting out of the house because I felt like my body was asking for it. Instead of getting that boost of dopamine that I got when I ejaculated, I was getting small portions of it throughout the day. Having a good conversation with someone felt so good to me. Even guys were respecting me more because of how confident I was when talking to them. But I did feel embarrassed to tell people about this because the subject is like super personal. I didn't want to talk to someone who I didn't trust because I thought that they would judge me and think that I'm crazy for doing it or even mentioning it. I also noticed how much content is out there that makes you want to masturbate. I can't scroll past like 3 posts on Instagram without seeing a girl half naked or even seeing ads with sex appeal just so you can buy a product. I noticed how enslaved we are to the sexual desire that we all have. It becomes much harder, no pun intended, to practice nofap in a society like this where sex is everywhere. I mean, no wonder why people are not engaging with each other as much. They're over here fucking sex robots. There's no need for anyone anymore because you can get the job done yourself. And to be honest with you, I don't know if this was like intentionally designed so that we don't utilize our full potential. I had to go after this information myself. And that's why I think that reading books and learning as much as you possibly can is super important, so that way you can be ahead of everyone else in life. This information was super beneficial to me, and that's why I'm creating this video, so you can benefit as well. So I think that if you're struggling to find a partner in your life, you should practice nofap. Maybe it'll transform your life just like it did to mine. But one thing you gotta keep in mind is to use this energy towards something creative, whatever profession it is that you desire. Don't just stop masturbating and do nothing, because then you'll relapse, just like I did the first few times. The whole idea is to switch focus away from sex and focus on cracking the code in your life. By purposely redirecting your attention away from instant sexual gratification and into an objective, you activate the superior attributes required to achieve whatever it is that you want. And look, I don't want to preach here like I'm fucking above everyone else. Like, I still struggle till today not to masturbate. And it's something that I'm probably gonna find it difficult for the rest of my life. But if I can be disciplined with this, I can be disciplined with anything. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope you do some research on it, because I do think that this information is extremely important for our society. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, please hit that like button. I want to know if there's anybody out there that knows more about this, so leave a comment, and if you completely disagree with everything I said, also leave a comment. Thank you so much. And if you're interested on some merch, head over to uhohmarty.com. All right guys, see you next week.